OMG, you look perfect!
The Tim Burton series Wednesday released in 2022 and became a huge success, largely due to Jenna Ortega's remarkable performance as the iconic main character. Today on Collider, we'll dive into how the Hollywood actress prepared for the role and the dedication she brought to bringing Wednesday Addams to life. Let's get started.
With every meaningless trophy, I become more and more unremarkable.
Wednesday Addams is one of those characters who's always had an edge. She's intriguing, sophisticated, and a little dark. Jenna Ortega was determined to capture Wednesday's quirky vibe and complicated emotions, while also adding her own unique spin.
She's allergic to color.
I break out into hives and then the flesh peels off my bones.
The daughter of the Addams family is highly intelligent, clever, and independent, yet she can be quite sarcastic and a bit sinister, and Jenna definitely succeeded in portraying her.
Birthday, yes. Happy never.
One of the most impressive things about Ortega's work and preparation was how she handled the cello scenes. Instead of relying on a stunt double or someone else to play the instrument, Jenna decided to learn it herself. With zero previous experience, she jumped right in and took cello lessons. In just a few months, she managed to pick up the basics while balancing her acting schedule. She even said in interviews that she practiced hours each day, squeezing in lessons during breaks between scenes. Throughout the show, Wednesday plays the cello a few times, and these scenes really add to her character development. In the very first episode, Ortega gives a standout performance of the famous Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones. This sets the tone for the whole series, showing Wednesday's mix of dark humor and emotional depth, with Ortega's cello skills adding an extra layer to her character. The choice of the song fits perfectly, showing Wednesday's rebellious streak while also hinting at her more sensitive side. As the series progresses, the music becomes more sophisticated and complex, giving Ortega a chance to show how much she's improving. In episode 3, she plays Don't Stop by Fleetwood Mac with the Jericho High School Band, adding some rock energy to the mix. It's a great moment that shows how Wednesday doesn't conform to what's expected of her. Later, during a dramatic scene where a statue catches on fire, she switches to Winter by Vivaldi. The calm, beautiful music contrasts with the chaos of the scene, showing just how well Ortega captured the essence of Wednesday, both eerie and poetic, and setting herself apart from the rest.
I would lead the Inquisition, but I left my thumbscrews and rack at home.
By episode 6, Wednesday's cello playing really steps up as Ortega takes on the cello concerto in E minor by Elgar. This classical piece highlights her progress and fits the mood of the show perfectly. Now it's not just about her technical skills. It shows how much Wednesday's character is evolving and the phases the character is going through.
Interesting thing about bees. Pull out their stingers and they drop dead.
However, Jenna's preparation didn't stop at the cello. She also learned archery, fencing, and the German language for the role. Now that's commitment. Even though Ortega's stunt double Jenny Ayumi Umbao did a lot of the physical action scenes, Jenna still wanted to be fully immersed in the role, so she decided to learn fencing.
Winter draws first blood.
Let's see if you bleed in black and white.
She took fencing lessons twice a week leading up to filming, making sure she knew how to handle a sword just like her character. While Umbao ended up handling most of the fencing scenes, Ortega still took on some of the moves herself. Umbao actually praised Ortega for her skills, saying she kicked some serious butt with the fencing choreography. It's pretty clear that Ortega was serious about bringing her A-game to the role.
Your face finally got that splash of color it's so desperately needed.
And if that wasn't enough, Ortega also learned archery and canoeing just for the role of Wednesday. We don't get as much focus on these skills in the show, but it's impressive that she took the time to pick them up. She made sure she was ready for anything the role threw at her, and her dedication shows when she seamlessly pulls off these activities on screen. These moments, like when Wednesday nails her archery skills, make her feel calculating, tough, and in control, just like the character fans know and love.
Ye old fudgery?
More like ye old diabetes in a box.
Jenna didn't just focus on physical training. She even learned a bit of German. She started just a week before filming began, which made it a bit tricky.
Fudge wurde erst 258 Jahre später erfunden. Hat jemand Interesse?
Still, true to her character's drive, Ortega pushed through and gave it her all. Even when time was tight, she made sure that every detail of her performance felt authentic.
Is this about a certain dance that makes you want to poke needles into your eyes?
Let's talk about the iconic dance scene from episode 4, Whoa, What a Night. It was one of those moments that just took off, with fans everywhere recreating the moves. What makes this even more impressive is that Ortega actually choreographed the whole thing herself. In the episode, Wednesday hits the dance floor with Tyler Galpin at the Raven Dance, and she lets loose with some seriously quirky hypnotic moves to the tune of the Cramps' Goo Goo Muck. The dance was a major highlight of the episode and quickly became a fan favorite, going viral almost immediately. Her black outfit also stood out.
The dance committee's suggesting all white to match the theme, but That's not gonna fly with us.
What makes it even more amazing is that Ortega had no formal dance or choreography experience. In fact, she admitted in a behind-the-scenes video that she felt insecure and nervous about it. "I actually felt really insecure about this," Ortega confessed. "I choreographed that myself, and I think it's very obvious that I'm not a dancer or choreographer." But despite feeling unsure, Ortega took on the challenge and nailed it. She had about a week to put the whole thing together, which is no easy feat, especially for someone without a dance background or experience. Jenna took inspiration from the 1980s goth scene, with moves popular in goth clubs and performed by bands at the time. The result was a weirdly perfect dance that matched Wednesday's vibe. Fans quickly jumped on the viral trend, recreating the moves on TikTok and other platforms, proving just how much Ortega's dance resonated with people.
We got it, guys.
Cool.
But you put all that stuff on just to film it?
Damn it.
Even Lady Gaga posted her own video of the dance. This was one of those moments where Ortega's willingness to step out of her comfort zone turned into something truly legendary.
Taking a cat nap?
Of course, all that hard work didn't come without its challenges. Ortega was very open about how demanding and overwhelming the filming schedule was for Wednesday. During a Netflix Q&A panel, she shared just how tough it was to juggle all the different aspects of her role. She described how exhausting her days were. It was show up to set 2 hours early, do that 12 to 14-hour day, then go home, and then get on a Zoom and have whatever lesson that I had. Or show up to my apartment, my cello teacher was already waiting for me. It was just constantly going. She also mentioned that when she returned home from long shooting days, she would cry uncontrollably, even to the point of pulling out her own hair. Jenna's days were absolutely packed. Between filming, learning the cello, fencing, archery, German, and everything else we already mentioned, she didn't get much time to relax. She was always on the move, either filming or preparing for the next lesson. Even though it was physically and emotionally exhausting, Ortega never shied away from the challenge. She understood that the pressure was part of the process, and she pushed through it all. Despite the grueling schedule, Jenna Ortega feels like it was all worth it. The role not only skyrocketed her to stardom, but also proved just how talented and dedicated she is. Her portrayal of Wednesday has earned her recognition as one of Hollywood's most promising rising stars. The success of the first season meant that Wednesday Season 2 was greenlit, which shows just how much audiences connected with her performance and with the show. Her hard work with Tim Burton also earned her the role of Astrid, Lydia's daughter, in the new Beetlejuice 2.
For the record, I don't believe I'm better than everyone else. Just that I'm better than you.
Jenna Ortega's performance stood out, bringing a fresh take on Wednesday while still keeping what fans love about her. She managed to make the character feel like her own, and the result was something both longtime fans and new viewers could connect with. The best part is that we're getting a highly anticipated sequel to Wednesday in 2025. This wouldn't have been possible without Jenna's hard work, and how amazingly she brought her character to life. Thanks for watching Collider. We'll see you next time.